There's a global Imam conference that has come out condemning the Hamas massacres of October 7th and blaming everything on Hamas. Wow. The question is, does anybody care? Claire Lopez will explain. There's some good news, Claire Lopez, out of the Middle East. There is an NGO called Global Imams Council. They are Arabic scholars, and you're not going to believe this. They issued a proclamation a couple days ago on X in which they said the murder of the hostages at the hands of Hamas was barbaric, and Hamas alone is responsible for the deaths and suffering of all the innocent lives lost since October 7th, as their actions have not only brought death and destruction upon the region, but have led to immense suffering for the Palestinian people. Now, do they have any standing? Well, supposedly they are religious scholars. This is their logo. Looks kind of impressive. Do people listen to them? I don't know. It's getting a lot of press in the Arab world because they are coming out not only against Hamas, but they said that, quote, the regime in Iran shares equal responsibility for these tragedies as its continued support and endorsement of Hamas's actions perpetuate violence and instability in the region. Wow. And get this, to top it all off, they made headlines around the world for unanimously voting to adopt the IHRA working definition of anti-Semitism. And that is unbelievable. So maybe there's a scintilla of peace possibility with the Arab world, the kind of stuff that Donald Trump was working towards with the Abrahamic Accords that seem to have been forgotten by the Biden-Harris administration.
Well, pause. Yes, completely unbelievable. The Najaf Hausa, as it's called, there in Iraq and headed by the Grand Ayatollah al-Sistani, has been in opposition to the Iranian regime for decades. They're rivals. The center in Najaf is a direct rival to the theological seminary city of Qom inside of Iran.
Does anybody follow them? In the Arab world, does a proclamation from the Global Imams Council carry any weight?
Oh, no, of course not. And here's why. Because in the Quran itself, Muhammad, if he ever lived, is called the Ansan al-Kamil. In Arabic, the Ansan al-Kamil means the perfect man. And what it means for all Muslims, be they Shiite or Sunni, is that the example of Muhammad as laid out in the Quran, in the Sirah, his biography, and expounded upon in the tafsirs, his example must be followed and emulated. Well, what is the example of Muhammad in warfare with prisoners, hostages of war? Well, it's pretty grim stuff. They are raped, tortured, murdered, and that is the example of Muhammad, he who must be emulated. So I really would take this proclamation with maybe not just a grain of salt, maybe the whole box of salt, and realize again how the rivalry plays out between Najaf and Qom in Iran.
I was afraid you're going to say all this. Shoot. I was excited for about 20 minutes.
Sorry.